Good morning, everyone. Katie and Megan here with another live with Blitsy, and as you can see, we've got some foil going on behind us.
It's all things foiling today. You guys are going to be blown away at how easy it is to add foil to paper, tote bags, different fabrics, your planner. We did it here on our chalkboard. All the things is foiled. So you'll see all different sorts of techniques and all products that are part of the Blitsy sale today. So we are super excited. Let us know in the comments when you have questions. We have Emily who is manning the chat and will relay them to us. So get involved. I think there's Thermoweb has joined us in the comments as well, so they can answer questions about the Deco foil.
They're
but let's
experts.
Go to Emily and she can tell you a little bit more.
Hey everyone, I will be here in the comments chatting with you, trying to answer any of your questions, get you some links to the products that we're showing that are on sale on our site today. Like Katie mentioned, I think our friends from Thermoweb are also going to be in the chat with us so they can help answer questions. Let me know if you have anything that you want to know as we're showing these products to you today and different adhesives and foils, and we'll try and get them answered for you.
All right, we're set up over here.
Yes.
You've been foiling away. What products are you going to use first?
Okay, so the first foil, or the first adhesive I'm going to use is the liquid adhesive. And this guy is cool because it doesn't require any heat. A lot of the other adhesives require heat, but this one actually you don't need any heat for, which is cool because you can take it, pop the lid off, and it has this little tip here so you can actually write with it. So I use it on foil. I use it on fabric. You can use it on fabric. You can use it on paper. But you know, I love my home decor.
I think we saw it used on shoes.
Shoes, yes, you can use it on shoes. I decided to create a DIY sunglass case. So I wanted to add a little foil and pizzazz to my sunglass case. So I added it to fabric. So I just took a piece of patterned fabric here. You can see it's just plain, pretty fabric. And then I'm going to use my liquid adhesive pen here, and I'm just going to fill in the white mark. So I'm just going to take it, and I'm just going to squirt a little bit of adhesive there, just kind of filling it in. And what's great about this is that it kind of gives that dimension look, so it's not flat. You could make it flat. You could, you know, squirt it onto a craft mat and use it with a paintbrush if you want to do, you know, brush
a good
strokes.
idea.
But if you want to get that kind of raised, you know, kind of dimension, you can use it because it's a thick adhesive. So I'm just going to go along here, continuing to add the adhesive inside of my little kind of diamonds there. So fill those all in, and I've already done a few over here. I've let the adhesive dry, so you can see it has kind of that tack to it. That's when you know it's ready. So you want to let it sit.
How long did you let it dry?
I would let it dry at least like 10 minutes just to make sure, because you don't want it to be, actually I'm sorry, an hour. I think it's an hour. Let it dry for 1 to 2 hours. So 1 to 2 hours.
We're always like, is it dry yet?
Is it dry yet?
I'm
always
testing
it. I
it.
never have any patience. I'm like, no, it's not dry. So let it dry at least 1 to 2 hours. It depends on how thick you've done it. With this project, obviously, I started it earlier this morning. So it's totally dry. It just has that tap so you know it's ready. Okay. And this is when the fun part happens. You take your foil, and depending on the color you want, there's so many fun foil colors to choose from.
They added a bunch of colors.
Yes, they did.
When we saw them at CHA in January. The color options are awesome. You're going to see a few of them here today, but it's amazing. All the different, there's rainbow, there's different shades of blue, there's rose gold. What is that?
It looks like a marble, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like, look how cool. I'm like shocked right now because I don't remember seeing this guy. It's got this really cool kind of marble. It almost looks like when you spill gasoline.
Yeah.
That really cool.
I think the name is on the back here.
Oh, opal. It's like an opal. How cool is that? So I actually went with gold. Shocking, because obviously. So I just cut a piece of the gold foil here, just a little strip of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place this on top of my adhesive with the gold on the top. So I'm just going to place it on top there, and then just use my finger to kind of burnish that so it sticks to my adhesive. So I'm going to go over all.
You can kind of see it, like forming.
Just kind of burnish it just to make sure it's sticking. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll have you do the fun of like actually reveal it all. I know, right? So we're just going to make sure that's done. I'm going to let you actually reveal that.
So all I'm going to do is rip it off.
How cool is that? can
And you've
see.
already done like
Yeah.
this whole thing, right?
Yeah, so
That's so cool.
this is just a piece of fabric, and then once you have it nice and foiled, you can see it just kind of gives it that little extra dimension and kind of pop of gold there. You're gonna take it, and you're gonna take the end here. You're gonna fold it down. Where's my glue gun? This is a no-sew. No sew. You could sew it if you wanted to, but we'll make it simple no sew. So this is just the end of the sunglass case. I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue there. I'm gonna fold it over, just to finish the end, so you have a nice finished end there. Press it down, and then we're going to fold it so the design is on the inside, and then we're gonna add another strip of glue there. We're just gonna glue, and then we're gonna fold it over, and we're gonna press down, adhering that end. And then one more side here, you see that's still open. We're gonna take our glue, and we're just gonna pop it open a little bit there, add a little bit of glue, and then press it down. And then once it's dry, you're gonna fold it so it's right side out, and this is what you're gonna end up with. A little sunglass case there. You just take your sunglasses, you pop them in, and they'll be protected from all the things in your purse, and
Now
we have it nice and
was
foiled.
easy, and it's
Right?
foiled.
I love it. So fun.
So did you just kind of eyeball the size of this based on your sunglasses?
Exactly. I laid my sunglasses down on my fabric, and you want to make sure you double it so it's it can fold upon itself. And then just glue. You could sew it with a sewing machine. You can hand sew it, but if you don't have time or you're not big into sewing, you just use some glue, and you have a little case.
So just a really quick recap in case anyone just joined, all we used for this was the Deco foil liquid adhesive, which will give you kind of like a dimensional foiled look, and then whatever choice of foiled colors that you want. And these come in little sheets.
Yeah.
So you get 5 sheets in one of these little tubes, and you can cut them to different sizes, and you can use it for other things. So that's it. Liquid adhesive,
Just those
foil,
things.
and your finger.
Yeah,
Done.
and your finger. Yeah, you just tap it down, burnish it on, and then you peel. My favorite part is peeling off.
Yes.
'Cause then you
And
have
you let me do the
reveal. I let
I'm
you do
very
the
honored.
reveal. Yes.
Let's check with Emily
Yeah.
really quick and see if there's any questions on these 2 products so far.
Yeah, so we're seeing that this is the liquid transfer adhesive. The question I'm seeing is if it is washable or not. I checked the product info on the page, and it looks like it is washable with a delicate cycle on cold or by hand wash. So these are products that you can use on wearables, something that you think you're gonna want to wash and wear. I've put the link for the liquid transfer adhesive. It's in the chat. I'll add it in there again in case you missed it. And then if you miss any links, make sure that you just come back at the end of the broadcast or check it out, because they'll usually float to the top of the comments so you can find all of what you're looking for. So I think we're gonna go over to, we're gonna go back to Megan.
Like I have one more. Don't forget about me. So I'm going to show you guys one more, because there's so many adhesives that we have here to use with the foil. This one is actually the fusible spray adhesive. So this is a spray adhesive, and this guy is perfect for your stencils. So if you have a favorite stencil, you can add this to fabric, which is fantastic. So for those of you that love your home decor projects, this is going to be your best friend, because you can now add your favorite stencil to fabric. So I'm going to show you just quickly kind of how it works. Take your spray, put it aside there. Stencil. I've cut a piece of fabric down to size. I'm going to take that, put that there. I have my little stencil. You can see I've used it already with the fusible spray. I'm going to place that on my fabric. And then you're going to cover or mask the areas that you don't want spray on. So I've already cut some strips of paper. I'm just going to cover the the sides here that have the fabric exposed that you don't want to get the spray on. And then you can tape it down with some painter's tape or even some washi tape. And then you take this guy, you shake it up, give it a good shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it every day. All right, and then you're just gonna spray, sweeping sprays here on top of your stencil to get that nice and covered.
And you can kind of see the area is covered with that adhesive.
So you get a nice covering on that. And then obviously you're going to remove your masks here. You're going to remove your stencil. And then you're going to wait for this. You're going to wait 10 minutes. Then we're going to pretend that I did wait 10 minutes. You're going to wait, and then you're going to take your foil, you're going to cut your foil, and you're going to place it on top. And then once you do that, you're gonna take, we also have this Deco foil parchment paper, and this is what we're gonna use to actually go over this with an iron, and the iron is what's going, the heat from the iron, it's what's gonna activate that foil and that adhesive so it adheres to your fabric. So the parchment paper is kind of your vehicle.
Ironing is the parchment paper?
Exactly, exactly. So then you cut your parchment paper down, which I've done, you place it on top, and then you hit that with an iron, and you wanna make sure that you put it on there for 10 seconds to kind of let that really heat up and let that foil really adhere to the adhesive. And then once you've ironed it, the secret is to wait until it's completely cool. If you get the crafters impatience and you can't wait and you peel it off, you're going to ruin it. The foil is not going to stick properly, and then you may even rip up some of the adhesive, ruining your project. So for once, people, have some patience and let it cool. They say to let it cool between an hour and 2 hours. Once again, I think just to remind us crafters that patience is important at times when you're crafting, otherwise you'll have a ruined project. So you may not need to wait that full hour, but to be on the safe side, it's probably best to listen. So once you've waited your hour, you have your foil here, you peel it off, and then you'll have it stuck to your fabric. So that's really fun, and I just want to show you the project that I actually did, the home decor project. I used a stencil with my pillow cover here, and I used this stencil, and it had some kind of little hearts and swirly designs that I did not want, so I just masked that. But I did the same process. I placed it on top of my fabric, I masked it off, I sprayed it with the adhesive, I revealed the adhesive, I put my foil on there, and then I ironed it with the parchment. I let it cool, and then I peeled it off to reveal a fun little,
how fun is
right?
that?
Home decor. I mean, you get the foil. Look, these projects like this, or in West Elm, Crate and Barrel, you pay lots of money for that. Nope, with this you can make your own.
I just had a vision of doing someone's name and making this a patch on a backpack.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah, so you can
foil. I love it.
All the fabric.
Foil, all the fabric. So a way to kind of incorporate home decor fashion with the foil. So hopefully you guys are loving it. I think we should kick it over to Emily and see what kind of feedback, thoughts, questions, etc. you guys have. So Emily, what's going on?
Hey, so one of the questions that I've seen is, are these stencils, using them with the spray adhesives and various adhesives, are they easy to clean off?
You know what? Because I'm a bad crafter, I did not clean them. I imagine if you clean them immediately with warm water, they should be fine. I don't know if we have our Thermoweb expert on with us. That may be a good question for them. Like I said, I'm a bad crafter, and clearly you can see I did not clean mine, but it does scrape off, and this was yesterday, so I imagine if you do it right away it should come off, or if you wait like I did, this was done yesterday, I can just kind of scrape it off. If I hit this with some warm water and maybe scrub it, it should be fine. So yes, they're cleanable.
Cool. And the other question, I see someone's asking if it can be used on paper too. I don't know if the fusible spray adhesive or even the other one, if those are best for paper, but we are going to show you some applications for using this foil on paper projects. So I think we're going to kick it over to Claudia now, and she's going to show you, people are commenting on our foil t-shirt, so she's going to show you how to do that.
And I'm here too! Yes. I'm floating around the room.
You're doing your rounds.
Yes, Claudia made all of these shirts yesterday for us, which I think are awesome. So that's what you're going to show us how you did that, right?
Yes, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to use the hot melt adhesive. So it comes in a package like this, and it comes with a sheet of parchment as well. And this hot melt adhesive is got like a raised, basically like a raised layer of glue on one side, and then a liner that it sits on. So I went ahead and cut out a popsicle shape using the silhouette machine. And when you cut on the silhouette, you want to make sure that you put the adhesive side up when you're cutting, and also you want to make sure that if you're doing text, that you reverse the image, because when you go to iron it, you don't want it to go backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that if it's this shape, it didn't matter because it's symmetrical, but if you're doing something like an arrow or a type or something that matters the direction, you want to make sure that you actually mirror it when you cut it. So I have, like I said, my popsicle shape here, and I already have two that I've already ironed onto the tote there. But so I'm gonna iron on the third, just so that you can see. So I'm just putting it adhesive side down, like so. And then, where'd my parchment go?
Is this
Is it under? Oh, there it is. And then you're gonna put your sheet of parchment paper over it.
Which you said that actually comes with this
You get a
adhesive,
sheet
right?
in there. It's definitely a bonus if you want, like Megan pointed out, we sell a pack of just the parchment, which comes in handy.
Okay.
But yes, it does include some parchment in there for you to work with. So you're just gonna place it over your shape that you cut, and you wanna iron it for about 30 seconds to really melt the adhesive into the fabric. And you're using an iron, it's set to a pretty hot setting, but you don't want to use any steam. So you just want a nice hot iron,
Okay.
even pressure. And as Megan said, you want this to cool before you peel it up, because if it's still warm, you're going to peel the adhesive right back up with it. So I had done these two before we went live, and so this is completely cool. And so you'll see that it's gonna peel up really easily, like that. And it's really hard to see, but it's basically the image is now existing in glue.
And it's hard to see on the camera, but in person, you can tell. Like, you've got the
Yes.
full outline, like you know that that's gonna be a good image.
Yeah, and you can tell that it's nice and saturated, like it's completely covered.
Yeah.
It's got good coverage. So then you're gonna pick whatever color foil you want. I have
Ooh, I love
yeah.
that green.
I have a nice bright lime green, and then I'm gonna do a pink on this one. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna put the foil down, put the parchment on top, and then you're just gonna do the same thing. You're gonna hit it with the iron again. So like I said, you wanna, I actually yesterday was setting my timer on my phone, because you wanna just make sure that you get enough heat on here so that it really has nice saturation all the way through. And you don't have to use a silhouette. I use a silhouette just because I love the silhouette.
Well,
but you
the options become like completely endless
Oh,
when you
definitely.
use a silhouette, because you can like you did all the text. I think did
Right.
you do that one for
I
the
did.
silhouette? Like
I
there's
used-
tons of images. that
Yeah,
you
I
can
use the
foil.
silhouette just because if you really want to get a custom personalized image, that's the way to go. But you can also use your die cutting machine, you can use scissors. Like if you want to just trace it, use an X-Acto knife, you don't need the silhouette, but it's definitely awesome if you want to do like team shirts or like camp shirts or gifts for your kids, or if your kids want to help you make gifts for their friends or their teachers or anything. It's really cool to use the silhouette because you can do anything. And then also I just want to point out that when you transfer the foil, which I'm letting it cool,
Yeah.
so because the same thing, if you don't let it cool, you're going to peel it right back up. When you transfer the foil, for example, this is Megan's shirt.
Megan had the pineapple on her shirt.
So because the foil is only going to stick with the heat to whatever had adhesive, you're still going to have the negative image, and you can reuse that on anything you'd like. So
You could put this behind on some pattern paper or some solid paper, and then
Yep.
you can frame that. You can use the negatives. That's so cool.
So while that cools, am going to show you a paper technique.
Okay.
Using the laminator. So I used some of the peel and stick toner sheets. There's the regular toner sheets and also the peel and stick. And the only difference really is that the peel and stick, there's no need for an extra adhesive. It's already got the backing on it. You just peel it and stick.
So foil will stick to the toner, which is
Correct.
So
the black.
And basically, you can print from a laser printer or a photocopy, or you can use punches and cut these papers
Right.
that are ready for foil.
Yeah, so essentially if you're using like your printer technique and it's a laser printer, you know that anything that's black ink is going to be what's going to be saturated in foil. So these are just essentially complete sheets of just toner, so that you can do a bunch of different things. You can die cut, as you said. You can. I'm just going to use a punch just to show you a nice, quick little technique.
I love that. I love the sticky version because
Yes,
then you can
it's
make
so
stickers.
easy, and
Yeah.
it has you can see that it has like a little
Score
score
line.
line. So you wanna it helps if you punch somewhere along there so that it's got a nice little end for you to
Peel up.
So I'm using a little butterfly punch. And then all you're doing is sandwiching it. Tear a little piece of parchment there. So you just want to sandwich it between some parchment. It's like a little folder.
And is this just cardstock? Like,
That's just cardstock,
Yeah.
yes. It just helps it so that it doesn't get all warped as it goes through the machine. So you're gonna pick whatever foil you want. I'm gonna use the green again, because I like it so much. So you're putting it shiny side up, like that. Hold it down. And then this laminator is really awesome. It's been heating, it's got a little light that tells you that it's ready. So then you just feed this through.
I love this laminator because it's 12 inches wide. So
Yes.
if you want to be foiling on like scrapbook layouts or larger pieces for home decor or like quotes for your gallery wall
Right.
or things like that, it'll fit through this 12-inch. And you can do hot and cold techniques with this laminator, I think.
You
right?
can. It's got a cold setting, but I actually haven't really used it. I've
Okay.
only been using the hot setting.
I've never
before.
used it. I don't know even what you would use that for, but the
But it
heat
does.
works for foil.
And it's got a 3mm setting and a 5mm setting in case you have something that's a little thicker.
I also like the laminator for like doing planner dashboards and
Yes.
different things to run through to put into your planner, so you've got kind of a little protective cover on it.
So you can see that. Oh, sorry, that didn't work. It might be too thick of a cardstock, so there we go.
Just put it through with the parchment paper.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Let's try that.
Take two.
Take two. Yeah, I might have not gotten enough heat on there. I don't know if Thermoweb's on. It's probably what I did wrong. Okay. But yes, as we said, so you can also use it with a die cutter, which is really nice.
Yes.
So
Use it with we have
possibilities
so
are
many dyes
endless.
here. Then
Yes.
you can just run those through your die cutting machine, run it through the laminator, and you can foil any dye that you already have. That's awesome.
Okay, so let's see. This should have done the trick. So once again, I'm using hot melt adhesive for the tote, and then toner sheets for the laminator.
Okay. Let's check this one out.
There we go.
Don't use the extra cardstock. Just
can
go
u-
with the parchment paper, right?
Well, you can use the cardstock as a guide on the bottom, but you definitely don't want to use
Yeah.
the folder technique because it doesn't allow enough heat to hit the toner.
I
so.
am loving that green color. I
It's
really
really
am.
pretty.
There's so many pretty colors. Which one is this? This is the lilac. I love this one too. Oh, it's like, how do you choose? There's so many pretty ones.
Okay, so then you just peel the liner off and there you go. So that's one technique for paper, and then really quick I'll just do the peel up the foil on here.
So pretty.
So this is now that it's completely cool to the touch. You just peel away the foil and you
Oh
get
my
your
gosh.
popsicle images.
So cute. Is this one cool enough, do you think? Or should
Oh, I didn't put foil on this one because
Okay.
I just wanted to show you how it looks when you
Okay.
iron it on. So.
Perfect. So then you've got a customized foil tote.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's the same thing you did for these shirts, right?
Exactly.
So super easy. I'm so excited. So excited. Emily, are there any questions on these techniques?
Yeah, we actually had a question of the adhesives that we've shown so far, the spray adhesive versus the iron-on. What's better for washing and wearing? I think I would say that iron-on would be better for washing and wearing on your different things. The spray adhesive, kind of the things that I've seen us use it on, I think it's more pillows, maybe fabrics that you're not necessarily going to use. Maybe our friends Thermoweb, they can share their opinions and experiences on what they've used the different adhesives on. I know coming up we've had some people asking about paper crafts. I know we've got a lot of card makers with us and we are going to show you kind of how to add the foil to your different paper crafts. I know Megan's got a planner technique that she's going to show you. I think she's also going to show you a pen. And then Megan, do you want to share any of your different experiences with the transfer sheets versus the spray adhesive? Do you have any thoughts on that? What works better for fabric?
So for the fabric, once again, I would stick with the spray adhesive, just because, like I said, it works really well with all your stencils. And I know being crafters, we all have a ton of stencils that we are hoarding. So this is a really fun way to kind of take those stencils and actually transfer them to your fashion, whether it's a t-shirt. I know Claudia used the sheets to create my cute little pineapple here, but if you had a favorite pineapple stencil, you could spray it with the adhesive, add your foil, and foil it this way instead of using the sheets. For fashion, like I said, I also love the liquid adhesive because what I wanted to do was add it to a pair of shoes that I had, because when we were at CHA, they actually had a project with the shoes and they were amazing. So you can grab a pair of plain canvas shoes at your local store, Target, Walmart, whatever, and you can customize them with the foil. And this reminds me of puffy paint. If you guys have ever used puffy paint, you get the color, but with this, you get the same kind of effect with the texture. But you can add your foil and take it to a whole other level and add that kind of shimmer and that really cool sheen to your shoes and make them totally customizable, which, here at Blitsy, we love being able to customize anything. So those are my thoughts kind of on the adhesives to use for fabrics. I think you mentioned before, I had asked before if you could use this on paper. You could absolutely use this on paper because, like I said, you're not using any sort of heating to activate it. It just dries and you just burnish it with your finger. So you could use this on your paper projects as well to give it that really cool dimension. You could also use it with stencils. So those are my thoughts, and I think Megan is set up to show you a couple other of the really cool adhesives along with the foils. Do you want to pop on over to them? They'll take it away.
One of the other questions that we've gotten in the chat, Daleen asked, can you use an iron with toner sheets if you don't have a laminator? And Thermoweb did let her know you can use an iron with the toner sheets if you don't have the laminator. The laminator will give you your best results, but using a heat application is what activates it. So if you don't have the laminator, work with what you have, and you should still get pretty decent results with the iron. So I think Megan's ready to show you some paper techniques.
That's right, I've got Megan the third here, and she's like our planner girl.
Yeah.
She is all things paper and you do a lot of our general crafting, but you're gonna show us some more Deco foil, right, on paper.
All the foil things in your planner and paper things, so let's jump into that. The first thing I want to show you is if you have a laser printer at home, you can print any message or anything you want on scrapbook paper if you have a laser printer. And so it would look like this. So once you have it printed, it would be in black, and then you would put your foil on top of that, and then you're going to want to use parchment paper before you stick it into your laminator.
This is going to be a planner dashboard, right?
Yes.
That you're making.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see the finished product here as it's running through the laminator. But you can do from your printer any quote, any design, anything that you want. You can put the month. You can do anything on there, and then just run it through with different colored foil.
Yeah, and then so it'll have this cool foil look that and you can put it on any paper, so you can really customize it to whatever you want. And so while that's going through, Another thing I want to show you is this foam adhesive. And this, you can easily make stickers for your planner. And so you can use it with the die cutting machine, you can use dies, or you can use punches. So then once you have your punched out piece, let's get a piece.
You want to just do it on here?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Add another heart to our dashboard.
So then you would peel off the first piece and stick it to your planner. You can do card making, and then you would peel off the top layer. And
Ooh, I'm glad we're using the
foil.
lilac.
Yes, so pretty. And then you're gonna want to rub it in, and then peel it off, and
Voila!
yeah. And you can easily go back with these two if you missed a spot.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
And you can, like I said, you can use this with your planners. You can do card making with this. You can do some bigger stamps. You can really use this for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. And I like that it puts a little bit of, it's got dimension. So like, that's like a puffy, you just DIY'd your own puffy sticker basically.
Yeah, yeah, like a foam
With gold.
sticker with,
with foil.
yeah.
I always associate foil with gold foil. Like there's a million colors. I don't know why. It's just in my brain as gold foil. Probably because Megan and I are always gold foiling things. So
Yes, so
did that make it through?
it did not. Let's see.
Or maybe Claudia can help with that. But you can show then all you did with this.
Yeah, so once it comes out, it would, and then you would peel the foil off, and then it would have this gold effect to that. And then you would punch it, and it'll go right into your planner.
So we have the Happy Planner punch, I think, available as well.
Yes, we do.
If that's the planner that you use, you just punch it down, and then it goes into your planner. This is probably like
This
my
is
favorite.
Really, yeah, this is
item.
a really clever thing. So if you don't have any punches, or if you want to do more of, you can do your hand lettering, this is the thing that you want. So this would be the Deco foiling pen, and you can use this with stenciling also. So here you could use with stenciling, or you can hand write your messages. We're gonna do one.
Are we going to use the stencil? So these are actually part of today's sale at Blitsy too. These are the designer stencils, and they are perfect for card making if you want to add some words to your cards.
And I like how they have like the same word, but it's different fonts, so that gives you a little bit of variety. So, okay, so then I know memory keeping is very popular now with planning. So I'm going to show you how to use the stenciling on the pocket cards that you can insert into the pocket pages. So this one I actually did freehand, so you can add embellishments to your cards, you can write your own message, or in this case you can use the stencil. And let's do this one. Okay, so then the trick to this is you're going to want to do it very lightly, as if you're gliding over the paper. So you don't want to push too hard, and you just do it once over. So it's like you're gliding over the paper. And then take it off.
You can kind of see the outline there of the adhesive. That's where your foil is going to stick down, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So then you'll stick your foil on top of that. Rub it down a little bit. And then this is when you would want to have a big shot. So this you can use in the laminator, or you can use it with the big shot, because then this is, you want pressure, so it'll stick to the adhesive.
Really, any die cutting machine would do the trick.
Yeah. So you have your two plates, and you're going to want to put it into a like a little folder we made, so then it gives it a little bit more cushion for it to go through, and it gives it more pressure. So you put it in there, in the top plate. And then once or twice is probably best. The more pressure, the better it will come out. And voila! Love! Look how easy that is. And it looks so awesome, like as if it was a sticker, or
Yeah.
if it came like that.
Before we went live, I was kind of playing with that too, and then these cards already had words on it. I just
Yeah.
freehanded over the words
Love
that were
this one.
there.
Love
this. So that's fun too. You can do all sorts of different things. And then again, you have the negative space that you can use on things as well.
You
So-
can put that on your dashboard, you can put that on a card. It's just a cool little piece of scrap that you don't want to get rid of, because you'll definitely use that.
I think this is my favorite product
Yes,
right now.
'cause
The
it's so
Deco
easy
foil
to use that.
adhesive pen,
Mhm.
and you can just freehand. That's what's so cool. But I don't have the best handwriting, so
True. Yep,
these
me
are
too.
these make you very consistent. So it just depends on what look you're going for. If you want to use the stencils or if you want to do the freehand. So very cool. Emily, are there any questions?
So what I'm thinking about as we're showing these different techniques, and we've shown some of the iron-on, I like that there are different adhesives and different techniques that they have made, that some of them use heat and some of them use pressure. So even if you don't have a laminator, you can still add the foil to your different projects, like your paper crafts, your planner. A lot of people really like the foam stickers and the dimension it adds. So it makes it really easy for you to try out this craft no matter what you may already have in your stash.
Very fun. Now I'm over here.
Traveling kitty.
So we just went through a lot of foiling
Yes.
information. What is your favorite technique?
Obviously, I love my home decor, so I'm loving fashion, anything, DIY that I love. So I'm loving the adhesive pen, or the adhesive, liquid adhesive, and then the pen that Megan used, because how cool is that? Especially, like you said, those planner lovers, you can add foil to your planners. What? Game changer.
So
And you can
cool.
foil shoes, foil shirts with the liquid adhesive. So
Yeah.
a little bit of fashion, a little bit of planner love there, but they're all really cool. I don't know, what are your favorites?
I love the fact that you can do the shirts.
Oh my gosh,
And
I forgot about the shirt.
Yeah,
So
and the
cool.
tote bag, so I like,
Yeah.
I love it all. I also, like 2 seconds ago, just said it was the pen was my favorite, so it's like, how do you choose?
I forgot we have the shirts, and like your shirt says, foil all the things, and that's what we did today. We foiled all of the things. So I mean, if you can put foil on it, we're done, right?
Yeah, and there's so many different colors to choose from. We have a huge sale going on right now with all of the Deco foil products. So all the way from the laminator to the foil to all of the adhesives, everything that you want in one spot on Blitsy.com. So hopefully if you're catching this on the replay, let us know any questions that you might have. We'll be monitoring that so we can get back to you guys. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Happy crafting. Thanks for joining us.